What's going on, everyone? This is Matt from Cardcade here with our second battle. This is going to be a three-way battle between three separate football retail mega boxes. We have the 2024 Absolute. We have the 2023 Panini Select. And we have the 2024 Mosaic. Still working on getting a breaking table set up, working on getting a mat and everything, but kind of had these sitting here and just wanted to rip these things open. So we're going to do so today and see which one comes out on top. Hoping to pull something nice. Going to be happy really with whatever we get, but at the end of this, want to make sure we determine a winner, who is going to be the best. So I think we're going to start with Mosaic today. Probably the one that I wouldn't say that I like the least, but I'm pretty picky on the design on Mosaic. Some of them are just a bit too busy for me. I like the set. I do. Don't get me wrong. I love Genesis. I love the Peacocks. I love just the regular variations on like the golds, and even just the regular silver Mosaic is nice on it. But I ultimately, and this is really with any set, there's just so many variations, so many different colors you need to chase for any sort of rainbow building, and that gets kind of old after a little while. So this is actually the first time that I've opened up they do not make it easy. Get those packs out of here. Get those going. So hope everyone's having a good Thursday. Friday's right around the corner. And let's get ripping. Right off the bat, we have a rookie debut of Latu. And we got some color there. I think that's probably going to end up being the yellow. Yeah, the two yellows that come in here. We have Taylor Rapp, Jordan Morgan, Jesse Bates. So I'm going to separate this into rookies and then commons. If you watched my last video, I do take all of the commons and I put them away for team bags for our Cards for Kids nonprofit. It's not officially filed yet as a nonprofit, but it will be. Want to kind of give back to the hobby, want to give back. I started at a very young age collecting cards and want kids to experience that as well. So Dalton Kincaid, hopefully he has a solid year this year with all the promise that he has. And then Tony Richardson. So we'll throw those variations here. And then Raheem Mostert, touchdown masters. He moved in the offseason, I believe, to Las Vegas Raiders. He's getting up there in age as well. I want to say he's in his 30s now. Bobby Wagner, CJ Stroud, another one. A little bit of a sophomore, kind of a sophomore slump. Definitely did not have the epic year like he had his rookie year. Joe Burrow, one of my favorites for Offensive Player of the Year. I think as long as the team is around 10 wins, he's going to put up the kind of numbers that could win that. And then Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champion here with Epic Performer. Love that card. Jordan Poirier with the yellow. And then Bo Nix, nice. I mean, that's a solid card for sure. I like that a lot. I love Bo Nix. He's exciting. He's fun. He's brash. He slings it. I think they got a good team over there. I expect some pretty big things this year. Definitely going to be floating around that 10, 11 wins would be my prediction. And then Thibodeau, bang, with the base. Jordan Addison, again, great rookie year with the injury or the days where Justin Jefferson was not playing. He performed very well. With Justin Jefferson in the fold, though, you definitely see a little bit of a drop off there, to be expected with Jefferson being such a target monster. National Pride, Dak Prescott and Gabe Davis and Kyler Murray. And then Eric All at tight end. Then moving over, we have a Trey Hendrickson, great sack guy. Put that there. And then another Joe Burrow epic performer. So when I say base for the Cards for Kids, I mean really anything that is any insert, any parallel that happens to be the base variation the kids will get. So I'm not just, hoarding any sort of stars or anything like that. It's truly for the kids to get some cards with some great players. And each one of the team bags comes with sleeves as well, so they can learn how to protect the cards. Probably ultimately the plan for that is to build up a big inventory, and then I'm going to launch a form fill on the website, which will be launching on Monday. And people will be able to, on behalf of their kids, fill out a form, who their favorite team is, and we'll send out a team bag for them. Cool. Sam Bradford, a little bit of a throwback there. And the NFL debut, Jonathan Brooks, hopefully has, I think he's working off of another injury that he got last year. So I think he's out for a while next year. Drake London, Braden Fisk, throw that in there. Romeo Dobbs, another Trey Hendrickson, National Pride. See, I like these solid designs, the regular mosaic. I think they call this the reactive yellow. I like this. It's when they get into the multicolor busyness that it just gets a little bit crazy on the eyes. Marvin Harrison, rookie for the Elevate. I'm gonna put this guy in. He's almost so underrated at this point that I don't even know how to describe it. He was overrated to be drafted, and then he put up good numbers for a rookie wide receiver, but we've just been spoiled by so many of just incredible statistical anomalies when it comes to that position. I mean, right now, Jefferson's on pace to be the number one receiver of all time from a yardage percentage if he keeps up what he's doing. And it's if you don't put up 1,200 yards and 7+ touchdowns and 80 receptions, you're considered a bust. I expect him to have a good year. Kyler Murray is just not a great quarterback, in my opinion. He's not ever going to put up, 4,500 to 5,000 yards, or even really over 4,300 yards. So I think as long as he gets his targets up this year, he's going to put up some pretty solid numbers. And I think he will eclipse that 1,000-yard mark. And I think he'll come close to I think last year he had 8 touchdowns, which was more than Neighbors, but Neighbors certainly had a much more prolific rookie season. So Ken Anderson, Jonathan Cooper, Ed Oliver, Cam Jordan, one of the all-time defensive greats for sure. Fred Warner, another one that's been great. Roman Wilson, rookie. And then speaking of Malik Neighbors, Notoriety. And then Kids Reporter, which will also go into those team bags. Last pack. Let's hope for some last pack magic. In general, all my videos, I'm not going to speed through. I'm not going to blow through base cards. I like going through and looking at everything, so they might be a little bit on the heftier side, and I like comparing and contrasting the different sets. TJ Watt, another one. Was reading an article today as far as who could reach the most sacks of all time, which I believe is Bruce Smith at 200, and he's the only guy currently kind of pacing towards that, but he would need to have an insane end of his second part of his career to reach there. Eddie George was a solid back in his day. I don't know how to say that. On Q Walker. Johnny Wilson, receiver for the Eagles. Keenan Allen, probably one of the more all-time underrated receivers. Greg Lloyd, and Emmitt Smith, touchdown masters. Overall, I mean, really the big hit in that one was the Bo Nix. Just a little recap here for rookies. So we got Johnny Wilson, Neighbors, Wilson, Harrison Jr., Fisk, Jonathan Brooks, Eric All, and then there's the Bo Nix, which I will sleeve and put in a top load after this. Jordan Morgan and Latu. So really from a status of where this is in the grand scheme of this battle number 2, the 3-way cage match. I don't think that'll be a contender. I hope it's not a contender, because if it is, then that means that these next 2 boxes, the Absolute and the Select, are struggling. And we don't want that. And I'm not going to try to finesse this. I just ripped it wide open. Cool. All right, let's get to this. I'm going to move these piles over here, and we'll create some new piles. And again, apologize for the setup. Looking forward to getting like a breaker mat, a breaker table. Kind of right now, just want to get some content out there. Want to talk about cars. Want to talk about sports. Yeah, it's just what I like to do. Absolute usually has a lot of rookies in it. I wouldn't expect anything less. Jonah Ellis for the rookies. Quinyon Mitchell. Jalen Wright. So 3 for 3 on rookies. Flip this over. And we got our base veterans, CeeDee Lamb, Travis Kelce, Lamar Jackson, and Devon Achane. Those will all go out. And honestly, a lot of these rookie cards that I have stacked up will go out as well. If it's not PC, I usually don't keep it. So Mason Smith, Malik Neighbors. So 2 rookies that pack, and it looks like 5 veterans. So Myles Garrett, Aaron Rodgers, Christian Watson, Mike Evans, and Derek Carr. Mike Evans is another one of those guys that, as far as historical records, they called out for most receiving yards of all time. It was Justin Jefferson, as I mentioned, and the other one was Mike Evans. I can see some longevity in Mike Evans' career and him being able to get close, but I think Jerry Rice had something like 22,000 receiving yards all time, and that's just bonkers. So it just takes such a health is so key, and he played, I want to say his total was 20 seasons, and he played every game for 18 of 20 seasons. That's just insane. Keon Coleman, Braylon Allen, and then we have an Amon-Ra St. Brown. This looks like a bronze. So I'll throw that over here. And Michael Penix, rock out. And speaking of JJ, is Justin Jefferson, James Cook, and Gardner Minshew. I think Gardner Minshew, I don't know if he's signed yet. I know that he got let go by the Raiders, and I can't remember if he's grabbed a team yet. Obviously, we want a kaboom here, but I've never hit a kaboom. I don't know how to say his last name. Is either Sanat or Sano, depending on how fancy he wants to get. Luke McCaffrey and Graham Barton. So some more rookies. And then going through the veterans, we got George Kittle, Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry, and Tua. 2 packs left. Let's keep hoping for a big hit here. I would definitely say right now Mosaic is in the lead for sure, even with the Malik Neighbors. Jalen Polk, he had a pretty rough season. Spencer Rattler didn't get much play time. Looks like we do have a hit here, so let's just see what we got. We got a Brock Purdy and a numbered Josh Allen relic, 223 of 399. Sweet. I mean, that's cool. Enclosed authentic memorabilia is not from any specific game or event. Always fun on that one. Playing the guessing game of whether or not it's a real jersey or just from your local department store. Mari Cooper, Thibodeau again, and Josh Jacobs, who put up a studly first year with the Green Bay Packers. If they can put their stuff together and figure out their mix of wide receivers, I really think they can be a pretty big threat. Curious on this box too, now that Josh Allen has come out, whether or not that could potentially elevate them. I think I'm still probably going to go with that Bo Nix being the top card in all of these. BTJ, Brian Thomas Jr., absolute stud. The other receiver drafted by the Patriots, Javon Baker. And then we go down the line. We have Baker, fantastic year, underrated year. George Karlaftis, another Josh Allen, and then introductions. New England's finest, rookie premier. Cool. I do think that Jalen Polk will have a slight bounce back year, and then Trevor Lawrence with the bronze variation. All right, I'm still giving the nod to Mosaic. I think they are just a little bit ahead with that Bo Nix. Last box is going to be this 2023. I know not apples to apples with the 2024, but nonetheless wanted it part of the three-way battle because I had 3 mega boxes just chilling and waiting to be opened. Let's get a big hit. I'll take any numbered. Any number would be good. Some field level would be nice. All right. Jake Moody, Chase Brown rookie. We have a Jaleel McLaughlin rookie. And these are just green inserts. And these are die cuts. Blake Group, Lamar Jackson silver die cut. Devon A-Chain, rookie future. And Chris Rodriguez Jr., who got a little bit of hype, but didn't really do much with it his rookie year. And then last year was kind of a non-factor. I mean, he seems like he's a good player, but always going to be that kind of like depth guy. Not really be a star. Drake London, prime for a big year. Clark Phillips, the third. Another Josh Allen. So some nice field level on that one. And the Drake London there. And then we'll get to the inserts. We have Brandon Ayuk. Let's move this over a little bit. The veterans and the rookies. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, rookie. Jared Goff numbers, and Aiden O'Connell, rookie. So far, I'm going to stick with the Bo Nix. I think that Bo Nix is probably the best card. Not a huge retail guy. I'll just kind of have that disclaimer in there, but I kind of wanted to scale out the videos. I have a bunch of hobby boxes to open, but I didn't want to just come out swinging with no one watching the channel. Hopefully we get some viewers from this. I do enjoy doing this. I want to get to where it's like a community where we can chat, do live videos, talk sports, maybe we can talk some betting depending on what it is. That's like my ideal scenario with this is give away some cards to the kids, have some low cost auctions, and move some cards for cheap for you guys, and hopefully every now and then, if I'm lucky, hit some big cards. Ivan Pace Jr., awesome. Bryce Young, and what is this? The Premier level? Premier, yep. Cool. Bryce Young looked really good at the end of last year. Tank Bigsby had a solid rookie second year. Chuba Hubbard, another solid veteran now in his, I believe, fourth year, coming up. Jerry Jeudy, bounce back year. He looked fantastic there at the end. Jahmyr Gibbs, just an absolute beast. I remember when he got drafted, people were ho-humming about like where he was going and it was way too early for him. And I think he's kind of lived up to the hype. And then speaking of haven't lived up to any of the hype is Jonathan Mingo. That Panthers team definitely has a lot of question marks at the receiver position. Be curious to see what they do during the draft, which is, I believe, less than a month away, right? It's coming up here in like a few weeks. Exciting stuff. Very exciting. I'm in a lot of dynasty football leagues and have a ton of picks and looking forward to that. Miles Murphy, rookie. Jalen Hurts. Will Anderson Jr. A nice Derrick Henry field level. Campbell on the Falcons, green. DK Metcalf off to Pittsburgh, turbocharged, base going out. And then Tommy DeVito. 2 packs left. Not hitting anything major with this as well. I still think that Bo Nix is carrying this through. Yeah, I think that's going to be ultimately the best card we get in these. Anders Carlson, rookie. The light that I have here is just really making this hard to. Khalil Kancey, rookie. Devontae Adams on the Premier. Jalen Hurts on the green die cut. Breece Hall, a lot of speculation about his standing on the team. Probably overblown, probably just misleading coach speak. But I'm hearing a lot of rumors about having him be in a committee with like Braylon Allen, and that seems insane to me given his draft capital and his pedigree. Drew Sanders and Jackson Smith and Jigba. And last pack of this. I guess I got to do like the cliche thing. Everyone like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'm hoping to get to the point where I'm doing it once a week and then multiple times a week. Still work the old 9 to 5, so I can only do this so much, but I want to get into a habit if people like it to keep doing it. And I'm going to be doing giveaways on this the larger we get of a following, just to give more people chances of winning cool stuff. But other than that, like, subscribe, share it, let your friends know. I hopefully get some good content and ultimately hopefully can get you some good cards for cheap, but also get some cards for your kids for free. Keaton Mitchell, Alukin, Mike Allstott, Devon A-Chain, rookie die cut, Jake Boba, Brock Purdy, and Brenton Strange, tight end for the Jaguars. I'm ready to crown. I will definitely say the winner of this 3-way steel cage battle for the mega boxes of all things football is going to go to Mosaic. So I kind of poo-pooed them earlier on, but they ultimately pulled through with the Bo Nix, which we'll show one last time right here. I think that's probably the best card of all 3, and overall probably the best looking box of all 3, which is not saying much. Kind of helping lend to the whole retail is garbage, but they do make it more affordable to break, and not everything can be a hobby box unless you're getting getting some deals hooked up by Panini and Tops and Upper Deck and whatever it may be, which we are not. So we'll do what we can. We'll scale it out. We'll keep growing. Boxes will get better and better. Giveaways will get better and better. And coming soon, the website on Monday. Looking forward to it. And thanks for the view, and thanks for spending 25 minutes with us. See ya.